Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain. Alright, so in this video we're going to continue on our Sharn. So this will be part 5. So again, we're just going to talk to him. He'll point us out to where we need to go, which is just the northern part of the market. Again, these quests all take part in the market. This is the, not to say the last part, but the first 5 parts here, so this would be the last of that 5. They are the only ones required to open up the last one. So you can actually do these first 5 in any order, as long as you're able to find them within the marketplace here. And from there, once you've completed all 5, it opens up for that last one, which we'll also get to in this video, because again, they are fairly shorter quests. Alright, here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is head off into these side rooms. Making sure to grab the breakables, as they do count as furnishings, so even the crates will count as a furnishing. I remember my first apartment, the boxes were furnishings as well, so I definitely get it. Alright, and so if we're looking here, right when you start the quest, if you come in through this door on the right, it will always have this iron key here. Now, this key actually isn't a requirement to complete the quest, but it will definitely help, especially if you don't have a trapper. We're just gonna break open the door. Alright. So once we kill them, we'll notice that we have a little symbol, a sigil on the wall here. So it just shows you the color at the top and then the symbol we need to turn it to. And that'll become important in the next room. So this is that door that you can either use the key or you can pick the lock in order to get in. So you do need either that iron key or the lockpick. So again, that key isn't necessarily required. If you have a trapper in the room, you can just run right to the end, open the door, and there you go. Alright, and again in this room here, so both these side rooms in the upstairs, they have these little symbols and the colors that they're attributed to. And inside of this door here, on the back left wall there, you'll see that they have 2 rune wheels. And essentially what you gotta do is you just gotta pull the rune wheels until it opens up. Now, depending on your graphical settings, I personally, I have it turned off because I find it brings out a lot of extra unnecessary lag in the game itself. But if you have the correct settings, this blank picture on the wall actually is a mirror, which will show you this inconspicuous, slightly discolored door. It'll show you when it opens. That way, if you didn't go into those side rooms and you don't know what to turn these levers to, you would just be able to watch the mirror and see exactly when it opens. But of course, we went and checked.
You hear gears
there
behind
is.
the walls being put into motion. Following the breakthrough is an indication of the
Alright, now as you can see, a lot of traps in this room. Basically every one of these pillars has a trap box attached to it. Now again, you don't necessarily need a trapper in order to get through this, but I definitely recommend it. So what you can do here is you can select the item here, and if you have the stats, you can examine it. So intelligence. So if I take the item, fire will fill the room. So it's not that one. And you would just go through them, checking. Might trigger something, but you're not too sure. Let's look at the system again. Strength. Acid will be released in the room. So as you can see, it tells you a whole bunch of different ones. So that one's poison. But eventually, lightning, one of these will be the correct one needed. So we gotta pick up the correct one. The easiest way, honestly, and the best for experience, is to just have your trapper go through and disable all of these traps, as well as it is an optional to pick them up. So the more pieces you pick up, the more experience it gives. And then finally, one of them is the correct one, giving you the opening door towards the end there. 10, of course, it was that one right there. So we're just going to go ahead and grab the rest of these. There we go. Some free experience. And then right here at the end, that's it. It's Zircon. If you remember him from the one at the bank, he was actually the guy who walked in and stole the actual painting. So here we are going to repossess that painting that was stolen. And that's it. Quick, very quick, short quest. Took us a total of just under 6 minutes. You know, can't beat that with a stick for the amount of experience we got. Again, not a large amount of experience, but, you know, very short amount of time. Alright. So now that we've completed all 5 of these, it opens up our last part, which again, if you're not sure where they are, all we need to do is head to the harbor entrance there for the market and talk to the lovely little coin lord dwarf there, and he will again point us to the correct direction. This one is here located again on the far northern side, actually just a little bit farther north of where we just were. And here he is right here. Now this one here is the longest of the entire chain, but it is a little bit more experience, and it does have a fair amount of optionals inside. So as you can see, a little bit more, not a whole lot more, but again, a lot of optionals, and still fairly quick to complete. So the first part is to gather your entire party. And as you can see, there are some enemies here, which we'll just have some fun with.
A gruff voice drifts
So
up
here
from
it says,
the
make an ally of one of the gang emissaries. Now we have several to choose from. We have Mash Paw. There is in here Benny the Hand. There's one over there, the Witch Doctor. So we do have options. Personally, I choose to never make any of them, because that allows us to then kill them, and it gives you count for the what's the word I'm looking for your monster manual. So the main objective here is to first gather everybody around Talon. So if you are in a party, they all do need to be in this room, and once you do so, just talk to him, which starts the fight. Of course, the next step is to, well, fight. At this point, everyone now is aggressive towards you, including all those emissaries. So if you had chosen to make an ally out of one of them, they will at this point be helping you with the combat. However, if you chose not to, you can fight them as well as get their, each one of them has their own individual loot chest. So again, for loot and the monster manual, I personally, though I don't ever go for the loot, I personally just ignore the emissaries until the end. Alright, there's his chest. As well, more enemies killed, better chance to get that conquest in here. So as you can see, there is a decent amount of fighting, all to essentially get back to the very start of the quest. Alright, so once we fought our way into here, we do need to pull both of these levers. And that will actually open up our doorway to get right to where we started the quest. So if you have someone stepping in late, they'll actually be already at that part of the quest. You do need to make sure that they would, if that's your plan, that they do step in after you've arrived at Talon. Otherwise, it will require them to run all the way there as well.
You've made it out of the mansion, but the alleyways are still teeming. You cannot fight your way out of these tenements.
Alright.
Gates on either side of the alley bar.
So this one here,
Perhaps you can open one of them.
it's got a unique gate here. And what happens is, depending on which one is pulled, it will open up either the top or the bottom. And then if you pull it again, it converts back. So there's the bottom, and now the top is open. So you can either choose to leave someone out there, or they actually have another one right in here for you.
You may be able to find a piece of freedom up here on the roof.
And in this room, we just gotta run all the way to the top. And fight our way along the tops of the buildings. Alright. until we can get over to here where this chest is. Alright. So this one here is just a random loot chest, but the next thing is we just continue on into here, which the only way to get in here is through the top. Now they do have several enemies up top as well as down below. As a range type character, it really isn't too hard to take them out, seeing as most of them can actually hit you. Once we make sure we have both Conquest and Ransack, all that's actually left is to head down into the circle. Now, as we approach, as you see, they do become aggressive. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you don't actually have to jump down there. All you gotta do is walk close enough. So as you see, I did so from the balcony right here. And that counted us as close enough to spawn the fight, allowing again for us to shoot them from range. And lastly, we just hop down into the end, and that is that. There is no actual end chest for this one, so all we got to do left is to step out. Alright, well that was the chain here, the end of the Sharn Syndicate chain. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.